Hello YouTube, this is Thomas Judge back once again with another episode of my long-running series at this point called Valiant Till the Last, in which I read every single Valiant Deluxe hardcover for the first time, and this is my introduction to the Valiant universe as a whole. So in today's episode we are going to be looking at Livewire. The comic's so good that I bought it twice. No, I'm joking. There was a shipping mess up, which basically means I have this version, which I read, and then this version, which is still wrapped in cellophane, and I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it. But anyway, long story short, Livewire, Deluxe Edition, this is what it looks like. There's the cover, pretty cool image. There's the spine. Again, this is a later era Valiant hardcover, and therefore it's all white, so it looks kind of bland, to be honest. And there's the back, standard. That art's not very good, but we'll talk more about the art in a second. So, let's pop it open. And what we have here, that is lovely. I have to say, that is really, really nice. And then on the back, standard thing, creators, and so on. Oh, gotta say, that is nice. And then the spine, standard Valiant spine for your collection as well, if that's what you're into. This is, as I say, it's one of the white spined recent hardcovers, but unlike the one we saw last week, which was Harbinger Wars, this is actually, yeah, really nice. This is nice, solid, tight spine, tight binding. If you look at my video from last time, you see I had a bit of issues with the spine there. Here, no, this is all good. Shame, because if this was faulty, then I've got a spare, but as it is, the one that's needs repair is the one which I don't have a spare for. So sticking with this one, this is Livewire. It's a 12-issue series. It's a limited series, a maxi series, and the issues are collected in the following three. I believe these are available as trade paperbacks. We have issues 1 to 4, which is just called Fugitive, issues 5 to 8, which is called Guardian, and issues 9 to 12, which is called Champion. Now, it's important to clarify, this is set directly after the events of Harbinger Wars 2. No messing around, it's directly set after that. If you haven't read Harbinger Wars 2, you will be absolutely lost with what's going on in this, and why the main character, Livewire, Amanda, is in the position she's in at the start of this. So this is the first arc, 4 issues there with the 4 covers, and then we get straight into it. Yeah, it's cool. It's okay. I don't really have much to talk about this particular series. I wasn't entirely sure what to expect from this because I'm not familiar with the author, who is Vita Avala. Never heard of her. Haven't seen much of her stuff. It's good. It's competent, but much like the art, it's serviceable. It's functional. It felt, however, like it wasn't taking the story anywhere. And this is the first arc here, and then where are we? Yeah, hang on. Where's it? Oh, here we are. Guardian starts here. This is the second arc. Again, there's the covers. And the artwork for the first arc and the second arc is pretty consistent. And the storyline is actually quite similar. In that the storyline is quite small scale, and at least from my perspective, it was quite unsatisfying. It felt like it wasn't really progressing the idea and the narrative that Harbinger Wars 2 ended on. And frankly, I'll be totally honest with you, I found the first 2/3 of this, if not tedious, that's unfair. I found it unadventurous and unexciting. However, we then get to the third arc, which is called Champion. Same writer, different artist. And the art for this third arc is definitely lesser in quality. Having said that, the writing for this third arc is definitely better in quality. I found it more interesting. It was kind of more intelligent and just took things into an interesting direction that I think helped progress things a little bit. It's odd in that sense that the storyline itself, for most of this hardcover, feels like it's just kind of meandering, and largely it's one of these things that sometimes you get in slightly more cerebral titles, and this might be an issue to do with me, and maybe I'm not highbrow enough to really get this, but sometimes you get in cerebral titles like Vertigo titles and things like that, stories where the main character and the protagonist is essentially spending most of the story reading in reaction to a singular event or a singular action that they themselves committed early on. I'm thinking of stories like Sweet Tooth, like There's one done by Vertigo, which is all set in the ice. It's called something like Freezer Burn or something like that. But things like that, those sorts of stories tend to have one inciting event, and then the rest of the story is kind of like reacting to that event rather than going forward with any kind of agency. And that's what Livewire felt to me until the last arc, where it felt like actually there was some kind of progress and some kind of character development happening there. And then this is the last issue, issue 12. Again, you see what I mean by the artwork, not ideal, not great. Ends on this image, and then we go straight into the gallery. And the gallery is pretty decent, I'll be honest. Some of these alternate covers look like really cool. Let me show you what I mean. Yeah, like this one. And I think, yeah, this is awesome. And they've done a whole range of these as like kind of like designer covers as like a variant thing. Anyway, it's got some good stuff in the back here, and that is the entire hardcover. So 12 issue limited series, all collected in completion here as Livewire as the deluxe edition. You'll notice that the dust jacket, which I'll put back on now, doesn't say volume 1 or anything like that, so there's not going to be another one. And that is the end, I think, of the Harbinger lines of deluxe editions. Yeah, there you are. It just says deluxe edition there. So with that in mind, with that said, what am I going to read next? Now, I do want to continue the Harbinger line of comics, and unfortunately, although they haven't been collected in deluxe editions, they are available. So what I'm going to read next time for next week's video is the Life and Death of Toyo Harada. Which I'm really quite interested by. Just one thing to point out about Livewire is, based on at least some of the dialogue in this, it appears that Toyo Harada, the main antagonist for the Harbinger series so far, and the protagonist for the series Imperium, which was amazing, appears to be dead. So people refer to him as having died. So as a result, I don't know if that's a metaphorical thing, if that's a literal thing, or where this sits in relation to the Life and Death of Toyo Harada, the miniseries. But I'll read that next, and next week I'll tell you guys whether or not that miniseries is something I should have read before this, or if it's okay to read it afterwards, or whatever. I'll tell you one thing, it's barely mentioned in this, so reading in the sequels I have definitely hasn't caused any problems. But yeah, I will read that next time. So if you're reading along with me, that's what I'm going to read next time, guys. It's a 6-issue miniseries. It's not available in a deluxe edition, but it definitely continues kind of the Harbinger thread of the Valiant universe. Cool. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything that you want to see done differently. And until next time, stay classy. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. As always, please follow me on Twitter at @IamThomasJudge, where I will post a daily review of whatever comics I've been reading. You can get an idea of what I'm up to on the channel. And as always, please support the channel by heading over to Amazon.com and checking out my prose novel about superheroes. It's a completely original piece of work. The first episode in it is called Arrivals, and the series as a whole is called No Gods or Kings. You can find an excerpt of that on my website, nogodsorkings.com. Until next time, everybody, stay classy.